There's so much to learn from the first pasuk of this parasha. So this is not a shiur on Parashat HaShavua, but rather a certain outlook for life. Kadosh Baruch Hu tells Avraham Avinu, Lech lecha me'artzecha u'memoladecha u'beit avicha el haaretz asher areka, to the land in which I shall you go. Lech lecha, to you. What happens after that? Vayelech Avram ka'asher diber elav Hashem, vayelech ito Lot, and so on and so forth. Vayelech, he told him, go. He went. How old was Avraham when he left? 75. Ve'Avraham ben 5 shani ve'shivim shana mitzeto mecharan. Okay, why do you think the Torah told us as Avraham Avinu is 75 years old? Well, simple explanation would be chronological. You know, we need to know in the scheme of things, we like to put things in perspective so we can trace it and so on and so forth. And you know, not that it serves any meaning to most of us, but, you know, just like general information. However, there has to be something more than that. And you see, again, Hashem told him, Hashem said to him, Lech lecha, vayelech, and he went. It's like I tell you, Moshe, you know what, do me a favor, just go over there and, I don't know, get me something. And gets up and goes. So, excuse me, hold on 1 second, let me see, maybe there's a different way. Go, he went. That's wonderful. It's unbelievable, right? You know what's more unbelievable is 75 years old. Why is it so unbelievable? Because let me ask you a question. Do you know any 75-year-old person that would do such a thing in such agility and just gets up and goes like he's going on a track somewhere to, I don't know, South America like a 21-year-old kid? He just gets up and goes. There's not even a delay here. Vayomer lo lech, vayelech. And he went. What do you learn from this? Most people who are 75 years old would do what? Well, sit down at home like this, waiting for the grandchildren to come in, take the afternoon nap, maybe go to Pilates, maybe we'll do Enlarged Prostate Anonymous, you know, volunteer in some kind of a thing and just wait for the end to come. That's basically what happens to people. Hey Josh, that's usually what happens to people when they do that. 75 years old, that's basically, you start thinking about your tombstone, about visiting the doctor, you think about the end. But I'm going to tell you something. You see, from here to 75 years old is not a chronological age. Because yes, Avraham Avinu was 75 years old. However, there are many 75-year-olds that are actually 20 years old. And the 20-year-olds are 75-year-olds. Avraham Avinu is 75-year-old chronologically. His mental and emotional state is a young man. He gets up and goes. He travels. He goes. No problem. There are many people who look at life a little different. Avraham tells him to go, he goes. Avraham Avinu is not a captive of this evil kingdom of time that tells you right away, you can't do that. You're too old for that. Avraham Avinu is not a slave to his fears. What? At your age, you're going to do that? I'm sure that if the people of Avraham Avinu in his time, and I'm sure we will do the same thing, if you will meet somebody that you know who's 75 years old, and he tells you, you know, I really want to try living new somewhere else. I want to move to, I don't know, whatever. build me a cabin somewhere in the wilderness. I want to start raising cattle or something. Like, at your age, you're 75 years old, man. Do what everybody else does. Sit down, relax. You know, you work hard all your life. He would tell you, I want to climb the Rockies. I want to do the Appalachian Trail. I want to do the I don't know what. At your age. At your age. You know, there are 21-year-olds who would never, at 21, they'll say, man, this trip that I wanted to take in my life, I was never going to be able to take it. It's like, because I have so much that I'm engaged with right now. I have to go to school. I have a performance to make. I have a this to do. I have a that to do. I have to, get your stuff and go. Go. It is a game changer in terms of how your life will happen. Go. When you would go at your retirement, oh no, you won't. If right now you would not do it, you would not do it when you will be retired. Because the same excuse, the same fears and societal norms, old people don't do that. You know what? At 75 years old, the guy wants to learn surfing. I don't like surfing, but you know, he wants to learn surfing. What an old man like you doing in a place like this? Now you're going to learn surfing? Yes, now I want to learn surfing. What's wrong with that? I want to live in Utah, in Moab, and I want to roam the Colorado River up and down the stream. I want to build boats. You're 75 years old. Now you're going to do it. Yeah, now. Why not? Im lo achshav matai. And I'm not even talking about learning Torah. I'm not even talking about changing your lifestyle. Because you are all motivated by fears and societal norms. That's why we all stuck in Williamsburg instead of moving to Montana. Or to Israel. We're waiting for somebody else to come and take us. We're waiting for somebody else to do the job for us. We're looking at, we want somebody else and to say, wow, that's nice. I wish I could do that. It's like basically you have a spectator seat in the movie of life. The same thing in movies. That's why people love movies so much. Because movies for them is an opportunity to go into this imaginary world that they wanted to do or things they wanted to be, but they were so motivated by fear. So somebody else lives that illusion for them. Like the 35-year-old woman who would say, you know, oh goodness, I didn't marry, I didn't find anybody, I'm probably too late to fall in love. You're never late to fall in love. You can fall in love when you're 70, when you're 80 years old. The only reason why you're not going to be able to fall in love is you decide that you're not to. Or the 50-year-old that wants to go and say, you know what, I'm 50 years old. I think I want to go back to school. I want to go. I'm 50 years old. I have a job. I don't have to worry now about going to school for a practical reason to become a dentist, a nurse, or a pharmacist, or whatever it is that everybody else is doing. I want to go to school because I like philosophy. I want to learn about Far East history. I want to learn about, I don't know what, China and Japan. I want to learn political science because I love it. I want to learn art. Yeah, I want to learn art. My wife has this colleague. This is unbelievable. I absolutely adore this woman. I mean, unbelievable. She was an assistant principal somewhere. Came her retirement age, 55 years old. She closed shop. She closed shop. She went and retired. That's it. She's retiring. She closed. She had a house. She sold the house. She's not married. She has kids. She's not married at the moment. And she started traveling the world. She sold the house. Of course, she's a Jew because that's why she can do it. She sold the house. She has a daughter in New Zealand and a daughter in Utah. And she sold the house and she traveled. She had a car with kayaks that she puts in. She puts in somewhere, you know, when she comes to the States, she goes between here, she goes there. She bought a house in Moab and she rents it part of the year and she lives her life. She goes travel, she hikes, she does. You should hear this woman talking with such an excitement and a bubbly personality that is like, it's like a spring. It's so alive. And when you speak to the regular person that you know, what is the story with them? They are already tired. They're tired of life, and so on and so forth. It's very, very sad that we are like that. You cannot be a captive of the kingdom of time. Time-wise, I can't do that. Avraham Avinu teaches us a lesson. We need to get in touch with this Avraham inside of us, that he has an inner voice. HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells him, go, he goes. I'm not saying be irresponsible, be a this. But if you have a desire, you want to do something, you do it. You answer your inner voice instead of denying yourself inside. You really want to sit down and learn Torah. It's very difficult because people would look at you and people would say, well, you don't have a parnasa that makes a lot of money. Go make money, you can always learn. No, you can't. That's what you want to do. That's what you do. Oh, I didn't want to say that's what you have to do. But that's what you do. You want to do something, do it. You have dreams, live your dreams. Execute them, learn this. Avraham Avinu does that because Avraham Avinu is an honest man that lives and according to his inner voice. And because he listens to his inner voice and he knows the truth, HaKadosh Baruch Hu speaks to him and he answers the call. HaKadosh Baruch Hu speaks to all of us. We all hear this inner voice all the time. They're telling us, but however we try to kill it time after time after time after time. We don't want to respond to that inner voice. We don't want to respond to it. And that call inside of us gets drowned because we are motivated by fear, by insecurities. We are motivated by what this person would say instead of doing what we need to do. What would he say? What would she say? What would they think about me? What this one would think about me? Nobody cares about you anyway. Unless, of course, it serves them to some kind of a purpose. Most relationship, unfortunately, you will encounter in your life will be self-motivated. If a person feels, most people, most times, if the person feels that you could serve as a purpose to him one way or another, he will be your acquaintance. Don't be surprised if you turn your back and 2 seconds later he stabs you in it because he's done with you. So that's a freeing moment because then you realize that you're free to do what you really need to do. And the reason why people do this, when people fight with each other, it's very simple. Because they don't appreciate. Because you are a flag waver that challenged their own miserable life. When you decide to sit down and learn, they're going to be a flock of 100 people will tell you, what are you doing? You're out of your mind. Because you will be a sign for them of the truth that they don't live by. When you will pursue your dream, you say, you know what, I want to take off from school. You know, I'm young. I have all life ahead of me. I want to take off from school. I'm coming back to school because that's who I am. I don't leave things unfinished. However, I want to take a vacation. I want to take time off. I really need to figure things out. Who I am and what do I want to do. If this is really what I want to do. So you take 6 months off and you sit down in yeshiva to learn for 6 months, nothing in the world besides learning all day long. And from time to time you go on a trip, you go on a hike, you go this, you do that. You break away that crushing, grinding cycle in which we all in and we spit out. It's like putting meat, prime meat, into a meat processor and it all comes out as chopped meat. You can't even tell it was prime meat anymore. It's just a piece of stuff. And that's the problem. And that's why we can't do it. And that's why we fight. You know why we fight? Because we don't appreciate. You know why we don't appreciate? Because we don't love. There's no love. And love comes only when you have something to offer. That's love. When you are willing to give more than you're willing to receive. To receive. In other words, you need to have something to give. Because if you don't have something to give, even what you call love is a one-way street. You're looking for somebody else to fill your life with some kind of a meaning because there's no meaning whatsoever into your life. So what kind of a relationship is that? That's why people divorce. You know, I already got what I need to get from you. That's it. The other person said, well, I have to give you all the time. I don't want to do that. And that's why people divorce. And that's why people are sad. And that's why people fight with each other. Because lack of connection with the Avraham inside of them. Don't be motivated by fear, motivated by love and passion and Avraham Avinu inside of you. Open your ears to the voice, to the heavenly voice that comes out every single day out of this world, and it says, Oy la le Torah. Oy, every single day a heavenly voice comes from Har Sinai and says, Oy, they left my Torah. We hear this. We hear this voice, but we put earphones in. We make noise because we don't want to hear it. And the same thing that we do to this, we do to our ambitions and to our dreams and so on and so forth. Who said that my dream is not worth living it? Who said? I mean, after all, it's my life. If I'm willing to take the risks to do A or B, why are you criticizing me? I did not ask you to sponsor me or to support me or your approval for that matter. That's what I want to do. I wanted to become a winemaker in Napa Valley. What do you care what I do? Okay, so I'm not an accountant, lawyer, etc. I'm not making $170,000 for working 2 hours. I want to work hard. I want to grow organic vegetables. I want to do homeschooling. Who said I need to have a house? I want to have a car. I want to do day jobs, and I want to travel with my family because I love my family so much. I want to just spend time with them every single day that I can, every single moment that I can. I mean, look at this. Most people don't spend any time with the kids. The kids go to school, the parents go to work. The kids go to activities. You know, they learn playing piano, learn judo. Well, how much time do you spend a year with your beloved child that you so-called love? How much time do you spend with him? Did you see him growing? And before you know, he's already a father. He's out of your house. And you're going to tell me that it's irresponsible? To live my dreams is irresponsible? I think that denying who you are, denying the voice inside of you that knows exactly what is right to do, that is irresponsible. Because that's called a waste of life. You're denying love. And when you deny love, you'll deny love across the board. And people that deny love don't have God in their lives. Because the first commandment that we teach a child, after he says Shema Yisrael, recognize that there is God, is to love God. Ve'ahavta, and you should love God. It's a commandment to love God. And I would not be able to do that, to love HaKadosh Baruch Hu, unless I appreciate what he's doing for me. And appreciation comes from knowing. So if I don't know and I don't realize, I would not appreciate, therefore I would not love. And when I don't love, there will be no God in my life. And that is a problem. Shabbat Shalom.